Hi folks, this is Chris from Airwindows, and I have a neat thing for you today. It is called Airwindows Space. This is my most recent Reverb design. And here's how it works. Scoot this over here. So you see we've got nothing going on right at the moment, but I can show you some various different reverbs, and we're going to do that. We're going to bounce back and forth between a couple of different things. Now here's what I had last time. Now this is a pretty good verb. This was Farspace 3. Owners of Farspace 3 will get space for free, mind you. It's not dissimilar to, say, Verb, for instance. The thing about it, however, is it's pretty bright and chimey, and what I ended up doing was going more in the direction of what you would call old lexicon world. This is Airwindows Space. This should sit in a mix real good. You can probably hear how it's set back farther than other reverbs might be. For instance, here we got some Verb. There's a typical verb. Again, Verb has that sort of hissy, sustainy thing. We can go straight over to Platinum Verb. Now, Platinum Verb is trying to do some of the same things, but if we bounce back and forth a little bit, for instance, bypassing this and going over to space, there's more distance in there. A reverb is supposed to be about distance. It's not supposed to be this wash of noise that's sort of floating around right at the level of where the sound sources are. With the density, for instance, let's give it, well, that's pretty much got all the low frequencies. Throw the crossover to 100 Hz there, and some very thick lows. Now, space can do thick lows as well. In fact, it can do thick lows so well that the liveness can kick in and sustain them. But you can hear how it's more of a wash with, say, Platinum Verb. Space will sort of thicken everything up a little bit there. Now there's a number of things space can also do. For instance, these are controls in line with the old lexicons. So you start off with like pulling the bass out. You can throw the liveness way up. And it will hang on real well. Or, and of course, wet, for instance. And you can also take treble and start rolling it down. Now you'll notice that it is still decaying in a very acoustic way rather than just being a straight up filter. Boy, that's sustaining a little bit. Here, let me show you something. It's designed to get the same sound at whatever sample rate you're using. But you have to set the sample rate manually because you might want to cheat and use the wrong sample rate for whatever sample rate you're at. that can get you a wider range of possibilities. For instance, that's a low sample rate, so it's making a sort of small, roomy kind of sound. There's even a tiny sample rate, which more or less just gets silly. Or actually throw in any clip there. I was just distorting that pretty hardcore. Apologies for that. But yeah, aliveness is something you can throw on and push aggressively. We'll bounce back to 44K. Space for you. It should be possible to get whatever sort of background you're looking for. For instance, looking for more depth, pulling some of the treble back, you've got that. Or less of the bass and very bright treble. Now that's not bright compared to something like Reverb. We'll bounce back to that for a moment. But on the other hand, Reverb doesn't sound like a real space. Space does sound like a real space. So you pretty much dial it in, and all of these settings should be easy to grab and sound good when you grab them. And this is a basically run and go main mix reverb. Now I can demonstrate the difference between that and, for instance, I do have a specialty reverb, and pocket verb is a different kind of thing. Pocket verb is for freaky sound effects. It's the mono verb, or weird echoey sounds. This is its closest to a plausible room sound. And then you got weird stuff like this. So pocket verbs is cool. That also is dual mono, which means you can throw it on individual tracks as well. Space is strictly a stereo verb. But as you can hear, space basically kicks the heck out of it as far as... Oh, and we had the gating on the way on. What am I doing? Pocket verbs also gates. But as you can hear, the difference between pocket verb, which is the effects verb, and space, which is the plausible mix verb, that's pretty big. So space is the most recent main airwindows stereo mix reverb. Owners of Farspace or any of the previous main airwindows stereo mix reverbs get space for free, and it's for sale for $50. And I hope you like it and get lots of use out of it. Thank you.